I'm here in Spring Hill in front of one of the properties that we'll go ahead and underwrite here in a bit. This particular property is actually pretty interesting because it's only about 6 units and it's only listed for $485,000. So it really makes it a perfect starter commercial investment. Most people can be able to handle something like that, especially you get a group of 2 or 3 people, 4 people, and you're able to acquire something like that. It's easy. It's in a nice area, a very busy, well, not nice, but a decent area, a pretty busy area in Spring Hill. The only problem with that particular property is the income is so low. And so that's what I was talking about with the 5-step framework. The price is good, 485,000. That makes it $106 a square foot. The location is decent. It's on a busy road in a built-out area, so you're not going to get a massive influx of retail plazas building in your area, and it's totally rented, so there's no vacancy. But the problem is they're collecting such low rents. With the low rents, you have to look at the leases. What do the leases say? And unfortunately, for that particular property, the leases have maybe 4 or 5 years of life on them. So what you can expect is essentially something you can buy and make a little bit of money, and you won't really be able to increase rents for maybe 4 or 5 years. The only thing you could do potentially is incentivize the tenants to leave. And so that's something that is a strategy when you're working with these types of situations where the rents don't quite match the market. But anyway, we're going to drive over now to another property that's also listed for sale. It's a much bigger property, much more expensive. So we'll sort of take a look at these two and we'll compare them. Okay, I'm here in front of the second building that we're going to evaluate on underwrite. This one's also listed for sale currently in Spring Hill. It's $5.3 million. 27,000 square feet. And as you can see, this is a much nicer building. I mean, besides the fact that it's a much larger building, it would probably be considered like a Class A or Class B type building, maybe Class B most likely. Whereas the first one that we looked at is likely to be considered a Class D, which is probably the lowest. I mean, it's a much older building, extensive deferred maintenance, and in a sort of a rougher area. This is a little bit of a nicer area, busy road, 91% occupancy, so I think they might have 1 unit that's empty. This one, obviously, they're getting much higher rents per square foot, but with that, the total cost is almost double per square foot. So this one, it's about $195 per square foot, and the other one was about $106 a square foot. This would be perfect, really, but we'll see what's wrong with this one. The cap rate just doesn't make sense. And then even with the pro forma, running the pro forma cap rate, you'll see that there's not much meat on the bones left. They have the prices set to about as high as you could get them, and you don't have the luxury to be able to come in here and raise the prices. If these rents were, let's say, 30-40% under market, and it was at the current like 6.5% cap rate, then you'd be able to do something about it. I mean, this would be perfect. Massive 27,000 square foot, totally rented. This would be absolutely perfect if the rents were already lower, or if the price was, it would have to be a lot lower. It would have to be maybe $1 million lower for me to be interested in it. Honestly, I'm personally not interested in slaving away for 5-6%. It's just not going to make sense. If you're going to do an all-cash deal, you don't want to tie up millions of dollars of your money and your investor money for 6 or 7, even 7% cap rate. And if not that I deal with interest loans, but even if I did try to go for a loan, it just simply wouldn't work. An interest rate is probably around 7% right now. It just simply would not work. You would be losing money every single month if you went for this property with a loan. The only way you would have to do it is you would probably have to come in with 50% cash, or maybe even 60% cash, the rest loan, and then just have a very aggressive pay down for the first few years. And you just have to recognize that you're simply not going to cash flow whatsoever. You're going to be taking every single penny out of the property and putting it towards that loan. And essentially, you're going to be making $0 for the first maybe 3-4 years until you get that loan way down. And then you could start making some money. But I'm not interested in doing that. I'm interested in being patient and starting to make money from day one. Well, here it is. It's really nice. I really like this one. I actually know the owner of this property. He's got a bunch of gas stations all over the county. Very successful guy. And I think he built it himself. Okay, and I'm out.